So, in the previous lecture, we have learned about the definitions and features of the operations research with its nature. And today we will go through the phases of operations research. Phases of operations research. Phases means process of development of operations research. How the operations research process has gone through the. Okay. So there are some steps of the operations research process. We will learn that how operations research techniques or model developed. So this is called your phases of operations research. The stages of development of work, also known as phases and process of operation research, is uh, in the yesterday lecture that with problem identification. So here also the first phase of operations research is problem formulation, or you can say that this is also called problem identification. Now, before proceeding to find the solution of a problem, one must be able to formulate in the form of an appropriate model. I will tell it with example. Okay. To do so, the following information will be required. Actually, when you are trying to formulate the problems from where these problems are arises, from where these problems are arising. So there are so many factors which can uh, create the problem, and after the arising that problem, you will try to solve that. Okay. So let look here. Who has take the decisions? Who has take the decision in the organization? This is also a factor which can be a reason for a problem. Okay. What are the objectives? What are the objectives? Objective means what are your organizational objectives which you want to achieve, and what you have planned for that those objectives. Okay. What you have planned for those objectives and which types of activities are you are doing. So from these activities, is any problem is arising, or is any there problem that which is not suitable for your process. Okay. Which is not which is not able to get the achieving your organizational objective. So, and next is the what are the range of controlled variables? Controlled variables are those variables which are related to your entire internal environment of the organization. Controlled variables are those variables which are related to your internal environment of the organization. Okay. So you have to observe that is there any factor. These factors are also called your variable. All the factors which affect your model or your organization is called your variable, and which has been analyzed later to formulate the problem. Okay. So what are the range of controlled variables? Means how many internal variables are used to achieving the organizational objective, and either these variables are working properly or not. Okay. Now, what are the uncontrolled variables that may affect the possible solution? Now, uncontrolled variables are all those variables which are related to your external environment. External environment related all the factors are called your uncontrolled variable. Such like if you are looking for the internal variable, or you can say that controlled variables, so these could be your problem related to your employee, okay, your manufacturing process, your decision making, or you are either you have problem with your objectives that you have set. Okay, so these are the internal factors which can be affect your formulation of problem. Okay. Now, the uncontrolled variable, which are external factors that affect your possible solution, such as economic factor, means the government changes has some rules. When you have decided any project, or when you have launched any idea, so that time was condition were different. Now after changing the government, it could be possible that there are some rules have been changed. So this type of factors can affect. Except this economic factor, the tax laws, tax laws also can be changed by government. So this factor also can affect your possible solution. Okay, and political factor, technological factor, societal factor, all these factors which you cannot control is called your external factors or uncontrolled variables. All the factors which you cannot control is called uncontrolled variables. And similarly, all the factors within the organization which you can control, those factors which will be used. So, sir, if you are manufacturing and you are using some raw materials X1, X2, so you can control these factor X1, X2 in the manufacturing process. But if the prices of manufacturing process, if the prices of raw material has been increased, if the prices of raw material has been increased, so you cannot control this price. This you cannot. You have to purchase. For example, let us see one more example. If you are manufacturing a chocolate, if you are manufacturing a chocolate, then you have decided a target that using 100 kilogram sugar and 100 kilogram chocolate beans and 50 kilogram flavor. These three items you are using to manufacture a chocolate. Okay, 100, 150. So you have decided the targets to get the maximum profit. How many chocolates you have to produce in a particular time within some circumstances, or you can say that within some conditions or restrictions. Okay. Now you will plan to manufacture all those units according to your conditions. But if the suddenly, so all these are internal factors which you can control. All these are internal factors which you can control. But suddenly if the prices of sugar has been increased due to strike of sugar farmer, if suddenly the prices of sugar has been increased due to strike of sugar farmer, so your cost will be increased and you can also not control this type of factor. So these are called uncontrolled variables. Okay. Now, what are the restrictions or constraints on the variables? What are the restrictions or constraints on the variables? So restrictions are those factors which can be restrict your decision. Suppose that you were manufacturing, you were producing chocolate. Okay, you were producing chocolate, but to produce the chocolate you cannot use more than 100 kilograms. Means you have to use only either 100 or less than 100 kilograms sugar. You cannot use more than 100 kilograms. So these type of restrictions are applied in your organization. Okay. So in the operation research, we will also apply some restrictions, and combination of all these restrictions are called subject to constants. Combination of when all these restrictions are combined, this is called constants on the variables. Okay. Now, since wrong formulation cannot yield a right decisions, or you can say that solution, one must be considerably careful while executing this phase. The first, the main thing is that if your problem is not clearly defined, if your problem is not clearly defined, then you cannot get the proper or right solution. That's why this stage of operation research is very important. What that the identification of problems should be clearly and defined precisely. Okay, the problem identification is more. For example, you can understand it that like if you are giving an exam, if you're giving an exam, okay, and there is a question, you have to solve a transportation method. You have to solve a transportation method, okay, by and all you have to also check the optimality test of that transportation problem. Now, if you will not understand the problem clearly, if you are not able to understand the problem clearly, then you cannot solve that problem. Then you cannot solve that problem, or you will not get the right solution. If you have understand the problem clearly, then you can solve that problem easily. So that's why we can say that the identification of problem is very important. So you have to formulate your problem carefully. Okay. So this is the first phase of operation research, where you have to identify your problem and formulate it. Okay. Next, the first job is to analyze the relevant system and formulate a well-defined statement for the problem. Now, you have identified the problem. You have to define this problem in a statement. You have to define the problem in a statement using proper words which describes your problem clearly. Okay, this comprises determining appropriate objectives, interrelationships, limitations, and alternative course of action. Means when you are stating your problem, so you have to mention all the things clearly uh, which is related to your problem, such like objectives, interrelationship with the other departments, or is there any limitations are there on the problem, or you have got the solution, or you have any alternative solution, or you have any alternative course of action by which you can state that problem. Okay. So you have to properly define in a statement your problem. Now, the operations research team generally works in an advisory capacity. The operations research team, actually, the OR team has many specialists such as economist, mathematician, statistician, physicist. So they are all a team which advise you, to you for achieving your organizational objective. Okay, so that's why the OR team generally works in an advisory capacity. They suggest you that what you have to do to get the maximum profit or to minimize your cost. The team carries out a thorough technical analysis of the problem and then provides suggestions and recommendations to the management. Okay, the team the team have technical knowledge, and also they use some techniques or tools to identify the problem, and this suggest or advise to the management for that particular problem, that how you can solve it. Okay, actually the OR team or OR specialist people don't work like as a decision maker, only decision maker. The OR specialist can don't make decisions alone. They make decision in a team because they OR is a system approach which is related with different division of organization. So there are so many experts in the team. They can advise. They advise to the top management that how you have to resolve any problem by using any technique. Now, ascertain the appropriate objective is a highly significant aspect of problem definition. Means according to your objective, means when you will stating your problem that this is necessary that the objective is clearly defined. Why are you doing this OR phasing? Why you are making a model to achieve your organizational objective? So asserting the appropriate objective is a highly significant aspect of problem definition, because when you are stating a problem or doing anything, or either you can say that you are framing a model for which solve the problem, why you are solving that problem to achieve your organizational objective. So appropriate objective highly significant. It means that your objective false or like unpredictable, such as uh, you are doing a business, invested some money, so you cannot decide your target. Okay? Set your objective according to the conditions, because these objectives is highly significant if ever in your organization. Okay. Now, some of the objective contains maintaining stable price, maintaining stable price, and another increasing the share in market, profits, enhancing words, morale, etc. Some of the objective contains maintaining stable profit price, increasing the share in the market. So these type of objective can be achieved. And if there is any problem occurred, then the specialist team will identify the problem that by which cause this problem is arising. Okay, so they can suggest anything. Now, OR team normally spends large amount of time in collecting important data to get precise understanding of problem to give input for next phase. Our team takes use of data mining methods to find large database for interesting patterns that may direct to useful decisions. Actually, without collecting the information, without collecting the information, you cannot generate any model, or without information, you are not able to get the solution of any problem. To solve the problem, you have must collect the information as much as possible. Okay. Suppose that if you are using a, you are solving a question of transportation, then you have to know about all the variables which are used in that problem. Okay. And also, if suppose that your father has given 500 rupees and said, go to the market and buy some vegetables. You have to buy some vegetables from the rupees 500. Now, if you don't know the actual price of vegetables, or you don't know the where is the market, or you don't know the that which type of vegetables you have to purchase, then you cannot use that 500 rupees properly. So first of all, you should have all the information about purchasing of vegetables. Okay. So this is the problem which is identify the specialist. And after in gathering the information, operations research experts use data mining methods, because when you gather the information, it is not necessary that all the gathered information is important. It is also possible that there is some false information, or some data is not useful for your problem. Okay. So what you have to do, you have to mine your information, or you have to mine your data using some data mining techniques. Okay. So this is very important to make a decision. Now, in the second phase, when you have gathered your information, you have identified your problem, and you have mined your data. Okay. Now you have all the information, and you have stated your problem properly. Now what you have to do, you have to construct a mathematical model to represent the system under study. Now, after gathering all the information and identifying problem, you have to construct a model according to those variables which you have collected. According to those variables means according to the information that you have collected, now you have to construct a mathematical model. I will also tell you this phase by an example. Okay. Now, the second phase of OR is to construct a mathematical model representing the system under study. Okay. We have to construct a model. Actually, in this process, we will use some symbols and some mathematical operations. Just I told you in the features of operations research that this is a mathematical tools using in mathematical tools are used in operations research. So to construct a mathematical model, we will use some symbols and mathematical operations. Okay. So there are three important basic factors in mathematical model. What are the? The first one, Bayesian variables and parameters. decision variables and parameters. What is the second? Constraints or restrictions. And the third one is objective. Actually, just I'm writing something here. I have written this. I have written here something. Okay, I have written here. There is no meaning of anything. Just like A, F, H, J, they don't have any meaning until unless we don't know about these symbols. These are the only symbols. These are the only symbols. A is a symbol, F is a symbol, H is a symbol. Okay? And when these will be defined, these will be defined, then these symbols have proper meaning. Until unless the symbols is not defined, they don't have any. After defining these symbols, they have a proper meaning. Similarly, okay. So when we will construct the mathematical model, so we will consider some factors just like decision variable and parameters, constants or restrictions, and objective functions. Okay. So decision variables and parameters are those which are used to getting our objective. Means by using these decision variables, we will try to get objective function. And what is the objective function? Objective function is your organizational objective for which you are doing activities. Objective of your organization is that which is uh, achieved by your doing activities. Okay, and constraints or restrictions means you have limited resources. You have limited resources, and after using those resources, you have to achieve your objective. You have some restrictions because you don't have unlimited resources. So after using those limited resources, you have to achieve your organizational objective. And decision variables are those factors which affect your objective function or which are used to achieving your organizational objective by using decision variables. Okay. Let us see an example. Let us see an example how these can be defined. Okay. This phase is to recreate the problem in mathematical symbols and expression that I told you here, that these are the only symbols. Okay, these are the only symbols which represent our problem when we will define all these symbols. Okay, so this phase is to recruit the problem in mathematical symbols and expression. The mathematical model of any business problem is described as the organization of equations and other related mathematical expressions. Means after stating the problem, we will formulate that problem in mathematical form or equations form or any other mathematical expression. Okay, the problem we have identified in first phase, we will express that problem in the mathematical form. Okay, so what are the decision variable? Decision variables, that is we will also write down a x1 comma x2 comma x3 comma x4 dot up to n. Means there could be n numbers of decision variables. Okay, refers to associated quantifiable decisions to be made. Quantifiable. I have also told you in the future of operations research that operations research is a quantitative approach, or is a quantitative approach, which is which will provide a solution. Okay, action refer to associated quantifiable decisions to be made. Means these are the factors, and these factors will be used in quantity. Will be used in quantity, and after using these factors, we will make some decisions. We will make some decisions. Okay. I will also tell you by an example. Yeah, in next slide. Objective function. It is a measure of performance. It is a measure of performance. Either if you are selling, then you can say that profit, and you are manufacturing, then you can say that cost. Profit will be maximized and cost will be minimized. So objective function, it is measure of performance, which is expressed as a mathematical function of decision variable. For instance, P equal to 3x1 plus 5x2 plus dot 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 this. Okay. So I'm writing down this uh, in the word. Let us see. I'm writing down P equal to, okay. This is even something here, or sometimes we will also write here as a Z. Okay. According to your convenience, you can write anything. So P is profit equal to 3x1 plus 5x2 plus dot x2 and dot dot decision variable. Here x1, x1 and comma x2 dot dot up to xn, xn. These are your decision variables. And P is your objective function. P is your objective function. Now what is left? That is sense or constancy. What are restrictions and constant? When we will decide these limits, any limitations that can be allocated to decision variable. Listen here, allocated to decision variable in terms of equation. For instance, this example, this. So they are equal to 1 plus 2x2 is greater than equal to 20. So this is your restrictions, means the combination of x1 and x2 should be used equal to 20. means x1 and x2 should not be less than 20. It will there in the constants, right hand constants. This 20 is your constants. Okay. So this is a restriction, this symbol, and this is your constants. Okay. So let us see an example to understand these decision variables, objective function, constant, and the parameter clearly. Okay, there is an example. Assume a company manufacturing chairs and tables. I think I have also told you this example somewhere. Okay? With the purpose of getting optimum profit. Then the decision variable count of chair and table to be manufactured. Say mathematically x and y. Suppose that x is chair, your x is your number of chair and y is number of table. Now decision variables are utilized to make the objective function functions. Selling to price for chair means price for x, because you have assumed that x is your chair, 100 rupees. Okay. And price for table, and price for table, price for table is suppose that 250. Okay. Means x is your chair and y is your table, and the price for single chair is rupees 100 and the price for single table is 250. Now the organizational object is maximizing profit by manufacturing chair and table. Okay, so we will state this problem, the paragraph maximizing profit by selling chair and table. Okay, so how this statement can be mathematical form. It can be written as 100 plus we are maximizing. Okay, we are maximizing a profit. Then max P. P is your profit. So we can write our this statement in mathematical form just like this. Okay. So we have written here our objective function. Okay. So this is our objective function, which we have written in mathematical form. We can written like this. Now, decision variables are utilized to make the objective function and restrictions in mathematical functions. Decision variables are utilized to make the objective function and restrictions in mathematical function. Means here these x and y are your decision variables. X and y are your decision variables, and this complete is your objective function. Okay. Now, if there are some restrictions, suppose that you have to use 3 hours, 3 hours for chair and 5 hours for table. 3 hours chair and 5 hours for table. But you can 15 hours. 15 hours maximum. Okay. So how this restriction can be defined in mathematical form? So we will define it 3x plus 5y and less than equal to 15. So this is your restriction. This is your restriction. So you can form a mathematical model after stating your problem. Now, the mathematical function is to optimally maximize or minimize according to your objective. The magnitude of the objective function at the same time fulfilling all the facility constraints. Okay. The consequent solution in the form of magnitude of decision variables value of objective function is called as optimum feasible solution. Means after applying mathematical construction phase, you will get the solution, and that solution, this is not complete solution. Okay. After applying conjugate solution means this is a feasible solution. This is a feasible and optimal solution. More to get. So a mathematical model of operation is arranged to maximize or minimize objective function and subjective constants. So here, this is our objective function p equal to 100x plus 250y, and this is our subjective constant 3x plus 5y less than equal to 15. This is our subjective function. So it could be possible that there next phase is deriving the solution from the model. Deriving the solution from the model, or you can say select the best over model. This phase is devoted or minimize the objective. After then you have to select which one is best. Means you have to get the solution from that model. Now, according to your objective function, according to your objective function, which could be either maximize objective function or minimize objective function, you will get a optimal solution. You will get a optimal solution. How? Are use of these here, if you will get the okay, and if you have got the value of x and y, then if you will get your objective function, that what is your maximum profit. Okay, so you have to find the value of decision variables. Is This phase is devoted to the computation of those values of decision variables that is process of selecting the right selection of solution after evaluation of all alternate solution. Means there could there I told you in the previous that it has some feasible solution also. It has some feasible solution also. Then you have alternate solution. Means you have some alternate solution. You have to select the right solution for your problem. You have to select the right solution for your problem. Okay. All pros and cons are analyzed for each level. Then finally, a best solution method is selected. Actually, when you have some alternate sources solution, then you have to analyze. Means you have to see that which solution is useful and which solution is not useful, and which solution has more advantages or more benefits. Okay, means you have to also consider the limitations and the profits of each solution. Then after getting the after analyzing that which solution is best, you will select that, you will select that best solution. Okay, in the next step, testing the model and the solution derived from it. This is called also called validate the operations research model. Means validate either it is valid or not. After, after completing the model, it is once again tested. It is once again. After getting the solution, you will once again check it that either it is the error or not. Okay? A model may be said to be valid if it is a reliable prediction of the system's performance. You have to also check the reliability. And what is the reliability? After testing and testing, the results should not be changed. It will not be happen that if you are using first time, then the solution is something, and after using another time, second time, the solution is different. Then you have to check your model once again that it is has any error or not. Okay. Now, a good practitioner of operations research realized that his model be applicable for a longer time. Means everybody want that after constructing anything, it should work for a long time. Okay, and thus he updates the model time to time future specification of the problem. So everybody wants that the things or anything that you have must be useful for a long time. So you will update. Suppose that you are running a business and you want that your business runs for a long time. So what you will do? You will update your business time to time. Okay. Similarly, operations research specialists also update their model time to time according to the conditions. How? Uh, analyzing the present situation and past situation, and by predicting future situations. Okay. So he will update his model time to time. Here it is tested for errors before proceeding to test. Means we will test our model that either it has any error or not. Okay. Now the next one, once it is passed with the reliability of its performance on research, it is put to next stage. When after once again testing, it means the reliability of model has been tested. The reliability of the model has been tested. So we will forward this model to the next stage. Okay. Otherwise, if your model is not test the reliability. Otherwise, it is subjected to changes and looked into matter of reconsideration of alternate method again. That means discarding the method and select the next best operation research method for testing. Means if your model is not fit or your model is not passed reliability and validity test, then either it has required any changes, or this is again completely matter of reconsideration, or any alternative methods are available to see. Either it is completely discard, either it is completely discard, and we can select another method for testing that particular problem. Okay. So this is very important. What reliability and validity? When you do any research, so testing the reliability and validity is very important, which that your information is correct or not. Okay. And not. And next phase, what next phase is? Control according to your variable that you have used. Controlling the solution according to that the decisions variables that you have used in your model. This phase establishes control over the solution with any degree of satisfaction. The model requires immediate modification as soon as the control variables, one or more, changes significantly. Otherwise, the model falls out of control as the conditions are constantly. The model and the solution may not remain valid for a long time. Means, yeah, suppose that your model is rigid. If your model is rigid, then you cannot control your solution. So the model should be always flexible. The model should be always flexible, by which, if sometimes it could be possible that any changes are required, any changes are required according to the situations. So your model should be uh, flexible, that you can modify that variables to control the solution. You can modify or change those variables which can affect your objectives. Okay, so models should be flexible, as you know that the conditions are changing always. World is changing, conditions are changing, and time is changing. So it is always possible that the decision variables have some impact on your model. So your model should have some flexibility. That's why you are able to control your model. Okay. So that's why your model will run for a long time. And the next one is putting the solution to work, that is implementing the solution. Finally, the tested results of the model are implemented. Means now you have done everything. Now apply your model in the organization on the problem that you have identified. Finally, the tested results of the model implemented to work. This would basically involve a careful explanation of the solution to be adopted and its relationship with the operating realities. The implementation phase includes various steps. Means after implementing, you have to explain all the things that you model. What are the steps for implementation? OR team gives a comprehensive explanation to the operating management. Means all the decision variables, all the solutions, all the alternative course of actions will be explained by operations research expert. Those they have constructed the model. They will they will explain to the top management. Okay, that how it will be useful for our organization. Now, if the solution is satisfactory, There is also possible. If the solution is satisfactory, then operating management will give the description to the personnel, the new guidelines. Now, if your model will be satisfied to the top management, then they will decide to implement that model. Otherwise, they can also reject your model. And if they will be satisfied, so they will instruct to the personal means HR department as a new guidelines. Okay. The operations research team supervise the functioning of the new system. And when your model will be implemented, then the operations research team, which have constructed the model, they will supervise the functioning of the new system. Or when the model will be applied, so operations research team will always supervise that model that it is working properly or not. That's why previous steps was controlling the solution. If sometimes there is any problem, so operations research team can control the variables. Okay. Now, feedback is taken and documentation. If the model is running properly, so feedback will be taken and it will be documented in the paper form. Means you will also prepare a documentation for your model. Okay? So this is all about the phases of operations research. Now, everybody write down your name in chat section. For attendees, please write down your name. If someone have any query, please ask now.